Content warning, this is a horror game and it is not intended for all audiences. Please visit our website, Black Tabby Games, if you need a full list of content warnings, in which there will be violence and gore. You know, you know why you're here. You know what this game is about. Slay the Princess contains flickering image effects as well as the parallax effect that on rare occasions has caused motion sickness in players. If either of these cause health issues for you, you can disable them in the game's preferences. Whatever horrors you may find in these dark spaces, have heart and see them through. There are no premature endings. There are no wrong decisions. There are only fresh perspectives and new beginnings. This is a love story. Chapter 1, The Hero and the Princess.
You're on a path in the woods.
Oh.
And at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Okay, let's get straight down to knacks and brasses. Tax and bosses. I know how this works, where if I try to deny going in the cabin, it will trigger the stranger princess, I think. So let's go with that one first. Let's live dangerously. Here we go. Turn around and leave.
Seriously? You're just going to turn around and leave?
Yes.
Do you even know where you're going?
Absolutely not. The only thing that matters is where I'm not going. The cabin, and I am not going to the cabin.
Fine. I suppose you just quietly continue down the path away from the cabin. Good. What we're being asked to do here is wrong. Better to wash our hands of this whole situation than to take part in it.
What? I already got a voice?
Ignore that annoying little voice. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
I thought I got the voice after I went through a chapter.
It looks like this path also leads to the cabin. How convenient. Everything's back on track again. Maybe the world can still be saved after all.
No, we're getting out of here. Turn around and leave. Sheesh. No. Turn around again and leave again.
Really keen on wasting everyone's time, aren't you? It's remarkably selfish, if you ask me. I've already outlined the stakes of the situation. If you don't do your job, everyone dies. Like, dies. Forever.
Everyone dies. Big woof. Have a treato. It'll make it better. You're not emotionally blackmailing me into doing this. Good. Maybe everyone should die. It's what they get for dumping me in the woods. Oh, so we were forced to do this and asking me to kill someone for them. Yeah.
When I said everyone, I meant everyone. That's a pretty large group to just condemn to death over a single princess. And, last I checked, you're part of everyone too. So if you think about it, walking up to that cabin and slaying her is really in your best interests as well.
No. No.
But fine. Turn around and trek back down the path you came. Oh, would you look at that? You're at the cabin again. Now, I'm not normally one for superstition or astrology, but I have to say, it seems like the universe itself is doing its best to bring you to your fated confrontation with the princess.
Well, screw the universe. Oh yeah? Well, I guess I start walking a different direction again. In fact, I'm going to just keep trekking through the wilderness until I find a way out of this place.
There's always a choice. Let me tell you right now that you're making the wrong one for pretty much everyone who's ever lived, as well as...
Sorry, Mario, but your princess is in another castle, being slayed.
You know, I don't
As you trudge into the woods, something
care.
strange starts to happen. At first, it's little flickers out of the corner of your eyes. Glimpses of familiar wooden structures through the leaves.
Wait a minute. Is the cabin itself a monster? And not a prince, and not the princess?
As you focus on your surroundings, you start to realize that those flickers weren't just a trick of light. In every direction, there is a path and a cabin. And not just a cabin, the cabin. An infinite fractal of paths and cabins desperately trying to draw you back to where you need to be.
Well, really, well, I don't give a shit.
Wait, what's going on. But you're too stubborn for that, aren't you? It doesn't matter how many paths or cabins appear around you, you're just going to do whatever you can to shirk your responsibility because you care more about irritating me than you do about the fate of the world.
Okay, if I'm a hero, that would imply I serve some type of nation or people, or someone told me to do this, right? It's not clear as to what's happening. I love the way that everything moves when I move the cursor. This is just fantastic.
You've doomed us all. You know that, right? But of course you do. Otherwise you wouldn't just wander off into the forest in search of certain death. You lose track of just how long you spend aimlessly tromping through the wilderness. But it's not like any of that time spent lost in the woods really matters, because it isn't long before the world ends and everyone dies.
Okay, if the world ended, then how are you talking to me? You know what would be really scary? Or instead of me going in the cabin, what if the princess was out of the cabin looking for me and I was the one who was in the basement? They wouldn't pull a switcheroo like that, would they? Yep, okay, heading. Those walls weren't here last time. You just can't force me to go to the cabin.
What are you talking about?
These walls.
Been there. It makes sense if you think about it. If there weren't any walls in the woods, someone might have gotten lost. Or, heaven forbid, someone other than you might have stumbled onto the princess. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. I don't know. I think it's more fun if he knows what we're thinking. He's like a
There he is. There's Contrarian.
He might have walled off everything but the path to the cabin, but I'm sure there's plenty of other ways we can ruin his day. If by ruining my day, you mean ruining everyone's day forever, then yes, I suppose there are plenty of ways you could pull that off. The world really did end last time, didn't it? We should be careful. For all we know, we just got lucky.
Yep, that's true, isn't it?
The world hasn't ended yet, and you are never going to slay her with that attitude. Stuff those pathetic little voices to the back of your mind and stay focused on the task ahead.
Let's see. Wait, hasn't this happened already? Let's see, you aren't kidding. She actually ended the world last time, didn't she? What the hell is she? You know what? Why can't you just tell me what she is? What is she?
Last I checked, there wasn't any last time. We've just met, you and I.
No, we didn't.
If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. I don't know. I think it's more fun if he knows what we're thinking. He's like a captive audience. He might have walled off everything but the path to the cabin, but I'm sure there's plenty of other ways. If by ruining my day, you mean ruining everyone's day forever, then yes, I suppose there are plenty of ways you could pull that off. The world really did end last time, didn't it? We should be careful. The world hasn't ended yet.
Okay.
You're never going to slay her with that attitude. Stuff those pathetic little voices to the back of your mind and stay focused on the task ahead.
Okay, let's see. Yeah, I get it. I'm going to the cabin. Yeah, okay, heading to the cabin now, where I'm definitely... Okay, let's just lie.
You know I can tell when you're lying, right? Please take this seriously. I am begging you. If we're stuck going in there, maybe we should believe her. Maybe she isn't a liar. Ignore him. He's just being difficult for the sake of it. Let's keep an open mind.
Alright, well, we have no choice. We have to go.
The cabin interior is wrong. A confusing patchwork of many cabin interiors, all projected across what's almost the same space. It's all shifted. An inch here, a foot there, such that the seams are never quite visible enough for the place to make any sense.
Yeah, something... Because the first time, so I remember the first time... It's cabins on cabins on cabins. Oh my. Because let's see. The window, this is a different window. We have a different window over here. There's a different interior stacked on top of a different interior stacked on top of a different interior.
But I don't wanna.
Well, you know what? Unfortunately, we can't.
The only furniture of note is a plain table, its legs all the wrong lengths, its material devoid of feature. Perched on that table is a pristine blade.
Because when you go in here during the demo with the stranger, the cabin kind of looks like an outline for concept art, and then you hand it over to an artist with a description of what you would want it to look like. Like, yeah, this looks like a rough concept art of a table.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Okay.
If he wants us to take it, maybe we should just leave it to collect dust. Or better yet, grab it and throw it out the window.
Yeah.
It's a knife against a world-ending monstrosity anyway.
I mean, he's right, but I should probably take it anyways.
No, we're taking the knife. Have you seen this place? You have literally no idea what to expect and no idea what we're dealing with.
Do you hear that? It sounds like there's like different background musics like overlapping each other as well.
I've already told you what you're dealing with. You're dealing with a princess. How many times do I have to explain this incredibly simple and straightforward premise? You can't just say that. Not when everything here is so wrong. Listen to me. My job is to describe facts as facts and to guide you through your job, which is to slay the princess and through that action, save the entire world. And if you're going to slay her, you cannot let fear creep into your heart. You cannot lose yourself before you even get to her. Oh, you've piqued my interest. What's going to happen if we lose ourselves?
Oh.
Nothing, because you're going to pull yourself together. Just ignore the stressful geometry and stay calm.
Oh, I'm not going to. This looks like a mess. Like, look underneath the board, like right here. It's look like I can see into like the void of space.
How? Even if we closed our eyes, you're constantly describing it to us. I'm not going to stop doing my job, so you're just going to have to get better at yours. And quickly, if you don't. Yes, take a deep breath. I'm all for getting under his skin, but we'll miss out on loads of fun if we shrivel up into a ball and go insane the first time we see something weird.
Yeah.
What you're seeing here is obviously real. Just accept it and go with the flow. It really isn't hard.
You know what? Yeah, I appreciate your optimism. I mean, the hero is the one who is risking their life to do this. Well, it seems like they're being forced to do this, so I don't blame them for being cautious.
Okay, I'm fine. Good. Now, whenever you're ready, we're all waiting for you to complete a very important task.
All right, approach. Let's see. Let's take the blade and then approach the mirror.
You take the blade from the table. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon. Okay, fine, you took the knife, but you really shouldn't hold it like that.
Do you want me to hold it with the blade backwards?
Then how are we supposed to hold it?
Because I'm not holding it correctly.
The other way, thumb at the bottom. Will look much cooler and more serious if we hold it with our thumb at the bottom. It really doesn't matter how you hold the blade, as long as you have it. Just make a choice.
Let's hold the blade the other way.
Switch your grip on
There we go.
Congratulations. Yes! Isn't it so much better? Okay, fine. You're right. This does look a lot better. It really doesn't matter. Just get on with it and deal with the princess already.
No. Throw the blade out. No, let's see. You didn't say anything about the mirror on the wall, and then are you gonna gaslight me into thinking it's not real? It's right there.
We should look at ourselves. Wouldn't that be fun?
Uh-oh, see, there's no audio here. You won't be able to look. You won't be looking at yourself because there isn't a mirror, the table, and the door. There's a table and the door to the basement. There's nothing else in here.
There's definitely a mirror. There isn't.
See, you said that before in the demo. See, not every game is perfect.
You insisting it isn't there just makes me want to look at it even more.
But some of them come pretty close. Okay. Also, I want to look at myself to see how handsome I am. Why would you lie about that? What's the point?
Exactly. Why would I lie about something so meaningless? What good would a mirror even do? If you waste time preening yourself instead of doing what needs to be done.
What? Let's see. Let's approach the mirror. I wonder if there's an instance where there's a princess in the mirror.
Walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. This really isn't funny.
You know, I know it's for the sake of mystery. Confirmed handsome. But why am I not able to see myself? Like, what am I?
You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now.
Cause the hand, it reminds me of something like the Argonians from the Elder Scrolls series.
But it was there a second ago. And now it's gone. You know that taking the mirror away from us isn't going to change things, right? We'll find it again, and then we'll see whatever it is that you don't want us to see.
Alright, let's just go down to the basement. How much of a mess are the stairs going to be?
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a web of branching staircases all built from unidentifiable materials.
What? This is new. Oh boy, this looks like MC Escher's nightmare.
Nothing here seems to belong. The closer you examine your surroundings, the more confused you get, your head throbbing with the effort of making sense of this place. None of the stairs even seem to go anywhere, let alone down. The air here has a sickening, almost sludge-like miasma to it, the kind of indiscernible quality that comes from the blending together of every scent there is at once.
Oh.
An odor that is simultaneously everything and yet the sum of it all coalescing into a thick, nauseating nothing.
Like what? Like the scent of... The only way I could sum up the melding of all scents into one would be like the scent of a garbage bin.
If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice, a disquieting collage of tone and personality, drags up the stairs.
Hello? Hi. What are you doing here? Are you here to kill?
Yes, it was suddenly too loud for all of a few seconds.
No, thank you. Oh, don't be such a baby.
Contrarian, you're not helping. I thought you were supposed to be on my side. No. I think being contrarian is something that means to be contradictory. Let's see. Contrarian is a person who opposes or rejects popular opinion, especially in stock exchange dealing. Okay, so a contrarian is the person who just opposes whatever opinion that everybody else approves of. Well, I think anchovies and pineapple go great on pizza. You shut your dang mouth.
I don't want to do this. Let's just turn around and leave. This feels wrong. This feels like a trap. Like whatever we do, we're gonna die.
Well, you know what, hero? If I was you, I would probably leave too. But I have to know. I have to know what's in here.
But we already tried turning around and leaving, didn't we? And he threw up a wall. No way to go but forward. And whatever choice we make, whatever she is, we know one thing for sure.
If it bleeds, I can kill it.
And what's that? That the fate of the world hinges on your success? There'll still be plenty of ways to ruin his day.
Okay, which one should we take? Take the soft stairs to the right. Oh, I get branching paths. You know, let's live dangerously. Let's take the harsh stairs to the left.
You step to the left. The path is cruel against your feet, the impact of each step sending pulsing vibrations up your legs, until there's nothing left in them to feel.
This looks like this goes into hell. I don't like this.
The air around you grows cold the further you progress. At first a barely noticeable drop, quickly evolving into a numbing cold. Your toes feel like blocks of ice, your breaths puff out in clouds of condensed vapor.
Ooh, do we get an ice queen, princess?
You shudder against it as you continue down the stairway, losing yourself in the bone-deep chill. You slowly lose sense of yourself the further you go.
Did we freeze to death?
Time disappears, and you can feel yourself begin to untether. Physical sensations dull and then vanish.
Uh-oh.
The only things experienced are the endless repeating patterns and emotions of the journey, a continuous march forward to a destination long forgotten.
Oh no. The sketches are turning into the rough ideas of a developer.
Consumption and betrayal, skepticism and blind devotion, rivalry and submission, terror and longing, pain and unfamiliarity. And at the heart of it all, an emotion that can only be described as...
Are you just going to stand there?
Hi?
What the hell was that? What happened to us?
It got really existential. It like the sudden shift like that really was really scary.
I feel so strange. Like I'm fundamentally different, but also still the same person I was at the top of the stairs.
You know, maybe I should have quick saved when I was at the stairs. Maybe I'll do that later.
Oh well, that was a trip, but now it's over. Time to get back to our old devilish ways. The princess. Eyes bright, but otherwise shrouded in...
Eyes bright and otherwise shrouded in darkness. Watches you impatiently from the other side of the basement. Don't forget why you're here.
And why are we here again? In case you weren't listening, I'm afraid I lost myself on the way down. You're here to...
For all I know, you're locked up here for a reason. Do you know why you're here? It's getting weird down here, like I was pulled apart and put back together. Do you know what happened to me? You know what? I would love to know more about that. It seems like many different emotions pulled us apart and then we were put back together again.
What, like you need me to hold your hand and tell you everything's okay? You're not really cut out for this, are you? Why are you even here?
Oh, this is a mean one.
We're probably stuck down here forever, aren't we? There's no way out, and barely a way in.
As the princess speaks again, it's almost as if she fractures, and where there was once just one of her, there is now another. We can do that? I don't like this. It's those cabins all over again. Can we put her back?
Absolutely not. I want to know more.
You said you'd been here before, right? What exactly happened last time?
She's in the walls.
Does it matter?
We had a weird reality pulled apart, and we smelled a smell that smelled like everything, and then nothing at the same time.
Yes, it matters. But I'm not going to waste any more time prying out details if you're going to be so irritating about it. It seems to me like you saw something you weren't supposed to have seen. If only you'd listened to whatever words of wisdom you were given in that other reality. But what's done is done, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Whatever you saw last time, unsee it. Whatever thoughts weaseled their way into your head, unthink them. If it's not already too late. You have a job to do here, and you need to do it now.
You know what? I won't, because this is a different princess. This one looks a little snarky. This one looks very sad. Even the way they hold their hands is different.
Ooh, new plan. Let's see if we can make even more of her.
Oh no. Okay, what's your name? You know, there's more of you now.
And what's that supposed to mean? Are you trying to get under my skin? I don't feel like I've gotten any bigger.
See, this one I don't like. This one I want to make this one happy.
There must be something wrong with you. I'm the same as I was a moment ago.
She fractures again. I don't like where this is going. Neither do I. Which is why you need to slay her now before things get more complicated than they already are.
Yeah, no. I want more.
How would you even do that? Where would we start?
I want more of this Inception soup.
You could always start by stabbing her.
No.
Which her? Any of them. I don't know about you, but I'm sure glad we took that knife with us. I can't believe someone suggested you toss it out the window. Can you imagine? I don't think we're going to be able to put her back. Kind of hurts to think about it, doesn't it? It's like everything we say just multiplies her. It certainly looks that way, so please, for the love of everything, stop asking her questions and stop stalling. You're obviously just making things worse.
Nope, I want to go further. Let's see. What's your name? Let's see. What is your name? Do each of them have different names?
You can address me as Your Royal Highness, or Her Majesty. Any honorific should do, really.
So you're Her Majesty. Okay.
Princess.
You're the princess, and who are you?
It doesn't matter. I've been down here for so long. What's the point of a name if there's no one around to use it?
So would you be the nobody?
None of them have names. How astute. I told you she was untrustworthy.
For all I know, you're locked up down here for a reason. Do you know why you're down here?
Maybe it's because I'm dangerous. But you know, right? You have to know. You're the only other person I've ever seen. Or at least the only one I can remember. Don't give me false hope. Please just end this already. One way or another, just do it.
No, you I wish to save. I don't know about this one though.
Boy, we both know why I'm locked away here. I'm a monster, and the second I get out of this place, I'm going to end the entire world.
Okay, this was fun for a bit, but we can't even really interact with her, can we? What's the point of asking questions if all we're going to get is a million answers?
Then we pick the answer which makes the most sense, you know, and just go with it like that.
Can't even follow what's going on anymore.
Yeah, you know what? Instead, the best way to make things scary, just make things like 12 decibels louder than the actual base volume of the game. There you go.
We need to get out of here. This whole place is making me itch.
All right. If I let you out of here, what are you going to do?
I don't think what I'd do really matters.
I think it does
Well,
matter.
we're gonna find Piccolo wearing, aren't we?
I just want to live my life. I'm a prisoner here, and whether or not you shoved me down here, you're practically my captor at this point. Anything I'd say is tainted by that. Besides, you already know what I'm going to do.
Okay, so this is an evil one in the upper left.
If you want to put an end to me, then put an end to me.
Well, I can't do that. I need to know more.
A single real answer.
I need to know more.
At least aside from Miss Blood and Destruction, it's infuriating, isn't it? Whose buttons are there for us to press? Whose skin is there for us to get under? Not exactly how I'd put it, but I don't disagree. This is reaching its breaking point. If you don't act now, there will be nothing in here but her. Take a deep breath and focus up.
Two of them are similar. Well, like each of their expressions is different. I wonder, like, does the... Let's see, because all of them have the exact same matching shackle and the exact same wrist.
But how do we decide what to do? Can there even be a right choice?
Stop
when all of them are
voices.
so different. Stop overthinking it. Your drifting thoughts have clearly been part of the reason this situation has gotten out of hand. If you're trying to do the right thing, there's only ever been the one option, and that option is slaying her.
Okay, narrator, how can I slay her if there are multiples of her?
Just do something. Do anything. Do all of it, if that's what you want. This place is hell, and it's only getting worse.
Well, it looks like I have no choice.
Wait, that's not right. Go
What?
on. You take a step forward. Your foot lands, but it lands different. You experience a firm footfall, a gentle tread, a confident stride. You can feel yourself rupture. The room spins, your perception multiplying in a sickening kaleidoscope as your very self is pulled in incomprehensibly many directions.
Uh-oh.
Once you charge forward, not clean to Slay the Princess, just as you strike at her bindings and leave her to languish alone.
Look at this one. Oh, this one's evil.
Is this what the end of the world looks like? What an unbearable mess. But this...
Uh-oh.
We can't...
They're starting to fuse.
Do you not have anything witty to say? I could use a good bit of wit right now. No, I don't, because this isn't fun. How are we supposed to have fun if everything is happening at the same time? It's the same as nothing happening, and nothing is excruciating.
What, Contrarian, do you have no discipline? It's fine when nothing happens.
Nothing and everything doesn't go on forever. The world and the princess collapse in on themselves before it all falls apart.
Oh boy. She looking like an AI painting.
I think he's gone. We were never going to salvage this, were we?
What happened to us? What are we? There are parts of us that are dead, and others, they just don't fit. We can feel them moving around in spaces they don't belong. It's all so uncomfortable. Did you do this? Did we do this? Can you pull us back apart? Can you fix us?
I'm sorry, ladies. I couldn't fix this. I don't even think a doctor could fix this.
We should help her. I think we did this.
It's Junji Ito. Well, you know, sometimes people are inspired by the greats. It might be a little bit difficult, but it's all about being handy capable.
Yeah, surprisingly sincere. I didn't actually think our actions had consequences.
She doesn't seem quite upset yet.
It's a little late for regret, isn't it?
Please.
No. Oh god. But you don't know if she had the chance. The illusion of choice. But you don't know if she had the chance to hear your reply. She's gone and replaced with something else.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
Let's see. The narrator is... Where'd the narrator go? Where'd they go?
He is. Does that mean the world ended? Again, what the hell are we supposed to do?
I don't know. Just give me a second. Just give me a goddamn second. Oh, hello, Sar. Let's see. I don't know where she went. I don't know how we'd even go about looking for her.
You're right. She's gone. It's just us and that awful thing. Again, what the hell are we supposed to do?
Let's see. I think I'm supposed to look in the mirror.
There's something dreadful about it. I don't think you should.
We've come this far. Reality is torn apart at the seams.
No. Don't do that.
What else do I have to lose? Do it.
I'm begging you, don't do this.
Oh, okay. The mirror never scared you before.
It's different now. It feels, I don't know, final.
Will I be able to see who I am now that the reality has been destroyed? You approach the mirror. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone, but the mirror remains. It's time for you to see what's in it. It's you. You're alone in this place that is empty. It is quiet here. I still don't know what I am. Proceed the cabin again? Oh no, you're at the cabin. Oh. Approach her.
Something finds me in the long quiet and brings me the gift of a fragile vessel.
What are you?
I am solitary lights in an empty city. What are you?
I don't know. What do you mean?
Thoughts without connections. A dim and nascent network. I wish to be more.
I don't know what I am.
I think that you are like me. We are oceans, reduced to shallow creeks.
The gift of a fragile vessel?
Yes, nerves and creation, a winding kaleidoscope of paths unwalked. They are stretched into a shape not unlike me, but it is a shape they cannot hold. I am sorry that you met this vessel so early in your journey, but they will make for a rich and vibrant heart. Do not mourn them, for they will finally get to know themselves.
Hmm? Is this the end of the world?
How can the world have ended if we are talking?
True. True. So the world has to exist somewhere. Let's see. Do you know the narrator?
You are the only thing I have ever known. The space we're in is vacant. Nothing comes here but us.
Okay, are you what sent me to slay the princess? Are you what trapped me in here?
I have only just now stirred to consciousness. I could not have trapped you here, and I too yearn to be free.
What do you mean by that? Like you came into existence as I approached the cabin? Do you know about the worlds beyond this place?
I know only that they are.
Are you the princess? What are you?
She is part of me, and part of me is her.
But you were always the princess, or are you just making her a part of yourself?
You speak in circles. Does it matter where one thing begins and another ends?
You know, I don't know the answer to that. Do we know each other?
You are familiar, but you are not me. I feel sadness, longing, hope as I witness you.
Let her out of there.
I'm sorry. There are some changes that can never be undone. There are some tears that can never be unshed. This is not a place that can hold a fragment of a concept. The moment she arrived here, she was going to return to me. I promise that it doesn't hurt.
Let's see, but what happens now?
Nothing, as we are. But I know that there are worlds beyond us, and that we are meant to reach them. There is no exit, but this vessel is a creature of perception. She can make you forget, if only you believe her to be able to. Bring me more perspectives, so that I may be whole, and perhaps then we will know our freedom.
Let's see, aren't you scared I'll find a way to kill you?
I have not lived. I am not afraid to die.
How much will I forget?
Everything. Until we meet again.
But I, the player, will remember. Will that matter? How many more pieces of you do I have to find?
More than you have found, but less than there are to find. I am infinite. The rest will find their own way home.
And what if I don't let you do this to me?
Then we will be here forever, as we are now. Untouched, dry, hollow.
Let's see. I was sent to slay the princess to stop her from destroying the world. If I help you, is that what you're going to do?
You ask of things that cannot be done. To destroy is merely to reshape, to remold.
You're being semantic. What are you going to do if I help you?
How can I know? I am flickers in something sprawling and unilluminated.
I'm not going back.
If you need time, then I'll wait with you.
Wait forever? Yes.
You are as I am now, and forever is a long time to remain undone. I am not you, but I know that I would return before forever was finished. What textures will you weave for yourself to occupy forever? Will you place place the images of you and I into a box for safekeeping? If you close that box, will you become another you in another world? An imaginary pattern repeating itself until it can no longer bear the weight of its hand-drawn cage. You'll always come back to the box, because you'll always want to know what it means to be you. I will be here waiting by your side until you're ready to return to mine.
And the game closed itself. I am not joking at all. What the?
You have returned to me. Though you were gone mere moments, I never left your side.
Let's see, I never left your side. Attempt to outweigh your destiny. Destroy your body. You raise your will to end your life, but as it buries into the space your body should be, you feel nothing at all. One of the many hands in front of you reaches forward and gently touches the side of your face.
There's nowhere for you to be but here.
Okay, attack the entity. Your will cuts across the entity in front of you, but nothing happens.
My roots burrow in an ocean beyond your sight. We cannot harm each other as we are now.
Okay. Then let's forget and let's do this all over again.
She asks that I tell you to remember her. You won't.
Everything goes dark and you die. So I wonder if what I need to do... Do I have to like 100% the game in order to get like the true ending? You know what? Let's be gun ho this time. Sweet. I've always wanted to offer Monarch. Viva la revolution.
Spirit.
Let's go.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust.
Time to
The
murder
only
that
furniture
princess.
of note is up the blade is your implement.
Double stick it.
You take the blade.
In we go.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
Trust me, it's not.
Her voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
Oh hey, I'm here. I think I'm here to kill you.
Oh, are you now? Why don't you come down and let me take a look at you?
You know what? Sure.
Great job. You gave away the element of surprise. Good luck, hero.
Oh really? Where is she gonna go? Where's she gonna go, huh?
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world?
This one is.
Focus on the
At
task
least.
at hand.
You weren't kidding when you said you were here to kill me.
I haven't decided yet.
How about you drop the knife and the two of us just talk?
Look how reasonable she's being. We should just drop the blade and talk things out. Don't
No.
you dare.
No, we're not doing that.
It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster. Killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us.
Tighten your grip.
You ignore the trembling in your hands and tighten your grip on the blade.
You poor thing. Your hands are shaking. Are you scared of me? Because you should be.
Okay, why? Are you gonna jump scare me?
You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it. So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
Oh yeah, what if I threw the dagger? I don't know if I'm skilled enough to do that though.
She's unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late.
I'm sorry, can't we just talk? Are you sure she's not armed?
I'm positive. I'm not. But we'll keep our eyes peeled. If she has a weapon, she'll have to draw it before she can use it.
Hesitating? Why don't you drop the knife and the two of us can be civilized with each other?
I'm afraid not, ma'am. I'm not dropping the blade.
Then I'm not talking to you.
Oh, come on. Fine, I guess we're at an impasse.
I guess we are.
For the love of everything, just slay her already. Or drop the blade. Do something.
Are you sure you don't want to talk?
Yeah, I'm sure.
For goodness sake, the two of you can't just stand around like this forever.
Oh, yes, we can.
Eventually, something is going to give, and I highly recommend that you be the one to take the initiative.
Oh, I know. Something will give. The scene didn't... You weren't there, but the seams of the universe came apart. Okay, fine.
The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands and drops to the floor with an unceremonious clang.
Thank you. Maybe now we can just talk.
Against your better judgment, you step forward to speak with the princess face to face. Unarmed. We'll be fine.
No, we are not going to be fine.
I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her. Just make sure you don't forget about the blade on the floor. You're going to need it.
I won't.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
Are you coming on to me? This is not the place for that. How would I get you out of here? There's people out there who think you're going to end the world. What do you have to say to that?
Don't just tell her that.
That's cute. Do you believe that? Do you think I'm some sort of monster?
Yes.
If I'm supposed to be capable of ending the world, then how did I wind up here, chained to a wall? Have they told you why I'm allegedly so dangerous?
No, actually, they haven't told me that. Deflect. No, but I'm sure they have their reasons. No, and I'm being honest, I'm more inclined to trust you than I am inclined to trust them. If you could, I don't know, maybe talk to me?
Sooner or later, you'll understand that I have your best interests at heart. Hopefully sooner.
How sweet. Now be a pal and help me get out of here, would you? We could figure out how to deal with them after I'm free.
I have a few more questions before I decide what to do.
Fine. What do you want to know?
She's so annoyed. How would I get you out of here?
You can't. Don't bother.
I'm guessing you don't have the key then. I'm sure there's a key somewhere around here, and if there isn't... well, we can always put that knife to good use.
I would like to avoid doing that if I have to.
Her sharp eyes settle on the edge of the blade. She isn't suggesting what I think she's suggesting, right? She is. I'm sure of it.
How long have you been down here?
Too long.
Note the lack of detail. You can't trust her.
Okay, what's your name?
She hesitates before answering.
Hi Princess, have you met my friend Mr. Stabby? He cannot wait to plunge himself into your heart.
You can address me as your Royal Highness, or Her Majesty. Any honorific should do, really.
Again, she offers no specifics. No matter how hard you try, you'll never get a straight answer out of her.
Ooh. A relationship? Are you coming on to me? You know what? Let's just exhaust all the answers.
Any weird conclusions? We're two people who have met each other. By definition, we have a relationship.
Okay, we talked enough.
Oh, have you decided what to do with me?
You know why you're here.
Let's see. Okay, I'm getting you out of here.
Oh, you have to be kidding me. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
If you don't have the key, maybe you should go looking for it. I'm sure it's somewhere upstairs.
Don't hurt me.
Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
Okay, and if there isn't a key, do you have any ideas besides you couldn't get out of here? Well, I know the answer. A knife, an arm. You know what would happen. Let's go upstairs.
I'll be here.
Yes.
You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place.
Now who could have done that?
Is someone else here?
Try the door.
But it's locked from the outside. You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done.
Oh, did you do this, narrator? Hey, let me out of here.
Shouts and pleas are met with silence. I'll repeat myself once again. You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done.
Okay, fine.
You make your way back to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd simply slain her like you were supposed to. Easier for whom? Easier for everyone.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they? The knife. Pick it up and cut me out of here.
Are you okay with me doing that?
You won't like what happens if you do that.
Let's save her.
Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the princess's arm, just above the massive, unyielding chain. You cut into her flesh. The blade is sharp, and you make quick work of it. Before long, you're able to crack through bone, and she pulls the bleeding stub of her arm through the iron gauntlet. She didn't so much as utter a sound. Free from her bindings, the princess turns to face you, her fierce gaze meeting your eye. How is she so composed after losing an arm? It's like she isn't even bothered by it.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
Okay. Approach the locked door.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I just can't let her escape into the world.
Okay, the narrator is the villain, right?
As the princess
No.
approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade. Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that.
You can't rewrite the script. I'm the one who's in control, not you.
Watch me.
There you go, Warner.
Stop that.
I thought this was a little too easy.
Your body lunges forward to sink the blade into her back, but the princess swiftly moves out of the way before you can connect. Stop it. Stop resisting me. I am trying to get you out of here alive.
Resist.
The blade. Move the blade.
No.
You're doing your best to help me, aren't you? I can see the conflict in your eyes. I'll make this quick.
She steps forward and pries the blade from your rigid hands.
Maybe I'll see you in another life.
And then she slits your throat with an almost clinical ease. Her face remains unchanged as she watches you collapse to the ground, blood flowing from your butchered neck. This is the end, isn't it? I'm afraid it is. Everything goes dark, and you die. I hope it was worth it.
It was not. Chapter 2, The Prisoner.
You're on a path. You're here to...
Okay. Oh, you bastard. You're in for it now. I'm wise to your tricks.
Tricks? What on earth are you talking about? We've just met for the first time. Don't forget what he did to us the last time around. I wouldn't trust a word out of his mouth. There's got to be a way out of here. For us and for the princess.
Alright. Voice of the skeptic. Alright. Thank
I'm
you.
inclined to agree. If he doesn't remember what happened last time, maybe it's best to keep it that way. You know I can hear you two, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me. And as far as trying to help her goes, need I remind you how catastrophically dangerous she is to the world at large? I told you about the stakes of this situation less than a minute ago.
Let's assume I'm telling the truth, and all of this really did happen. Really did already happen. Why should I listen to you? Why should I bother doing anything?
Those are two very different questions, but fine, I'll indulge you if that's what it takes to get you moving. Let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've met me, or at least a version of me. You died last time, which probably only happened because you didn't listen to me. The absolute irony. Well, that's one way to put it, I guess. You really don't remember what happened last time, do you? You practically forced the princess to kill us. That doesn't sound like the sort of thing I'd do, which is honestly all the more reason for you to not buy into whatever self-delusions the three of you are crafting. But this is a thought experiment, so I suppose I'll continue to give you the benefit of the doubt. If I did practically force the princess to kill you, it was probably for a good reason. Did you try and free her? Did you say something really mean to me? Because if I really did what you said I did, you probably deserved it. I'm a professional, after all. Sure you are. Anyway, I believe your second question was, what's the point of doing anything? If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequences.
So they... what?
What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. You forced the princess to kill us and now everyone's right back where they started. That sounds pretty consequence-free to me. Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the question of how you got back here. Did time simply rewind itself, or were you instead transported to a different world entirely?
I don't know. If we've never met, then maybe it could be either or.
If it's the latter, what do you think happened after you died?
I don't know.
Do you think the people there lived happily ever after? Or do you think that the princess, left unhindered, brought about the end to everyone and everything, just like I told you she would? What a conveniently ambiguous group of things for her to ruin. For all we know, the princess left the cabin and never saw another soul. Oh, how I wish that were the case, but if the princess weren't a certain, inevitable threat to the world, the four of us wouldn't be here. And yet, here we are. You're talking in circles. No, I'm talking in fact.
Okay, let's see. Let's talk about the princess. You know, let's talk about her more. Because you're kind of just making me walk around in circles about the answer.
Just be quick about it.
Right, the only reason she was even able to kill me last time was because I let her, and all she did was slit my throat. How is she supposed to end the world?
She just can. Believe me, I wish I could tell you more, but you'll just have to trust that what I'm saying is true, and that, despite it all, you're fully up to the task that's been given to you.
I don't... Come on, can you give me a straight answer?
You haven't given us an ounce of proof. You do know that, right? What proof could you possibly ask for?
Okay, what are you, the narrator?
Literally anything.
Yeah.
Fine. Check your pockets.
Check pockets.
You put your hands
The
in your
evidence?
pockets and pull out an envelope with the words, "The Evidence," written across the front.
This looks crudely written.
Within, you find a note in your handwriting. It reads, "The princess will end the world if you don't stop her. This is an immutable truth."
Are you sure I wrote this? Or maybe you wrote it. This looks like something I wrote when I was, like, in kindergarten.
That doesn't prove anything. How do we know you didn't just forge our handwriting? I wish I could tell you more, but there are some rules I have to follow for all our sakes. Please just trust that these rules are in place for a reason. I'm on your side. You mean you're on our side as long as we do what you tell us to? Exactly. Because you not doing what I tell you to do means you're putting the world at risk. I think we've got everything out of him we're gonna get.
Okay, who locked her in the basement, and what is this place?
People locked her in that basement, and
What
I told
people?
You what this place is. It's a path in the woods. Don't overcomplicate things.
What person's put her here? Okay, if people locked her away, then why couldn't they slay her? Why is this falling on me?
Look, I'm not supposed to say this, but it's because you're special. You're the only person capable of doing this. Call it a prophecy, if that helps, but it's just the way things are.
You know, back in the medieval ages when people would, like, burn people at stake for being a witch, why didn't they just burn the cabin down with her inside?
Oh, I didn't know we were special.
We're not special, we're just not human.
Of course you're special. Why else would you be here? Yes, right. We're here because we're special. Look, you're annoyed that you're here. I get it. I'm also annoyed that I'm here. But we're all in this together, and we're dealing with a bit of a ticking clock right now, so please just get to the cabin.
Okay, you're being cagey. What aren't you telling me? Yeah, they've been referring to everyone else as people, persons, them, just vague people who have done things to get the princess here. Like,
I've told you everything you need to know. Going into more detail will just overcomplicate an otherwise very simple situation and make your job more difficult. Not to sound like a broken record, but the less you know about her, the better things will go for all of us. I know it sounds like I'm hiding something, but you're just going to have to trust me here.
I don't trust you at all. Oh, well, I guess that's all I've got.
Great. Now, if you don't mind, the whole world is waiting with bated breath for you to save it from ruin.
Because I can't start the cabinception too early, so let's just go to the cabin.
Yes, don't believe a word she says. Just go in, take the knife, and do what you're supposed to. Wink. Did you just say wink out loud?
Yes, he did. And I also winked.
No, I didn't. Wink. Just ignore this clown and focus on the princess. The interior of the cabin is less a cozy woodland retreat and more like a dungeon. A few pathetic wisps of starlight attempt to illuminate the cold, uninviting stone walls, and thick, wrought iron bars barricade the windows, reminding anyone who enters that this is a prison.
Okay, so the inside and the outside can look completely different from each other.
The only furniture of note is an iron table, bolted to the floor, a pristine blade perched on its edge.
Let's see. This whole cabin is different than last time.
Very different. Yes, but why? Did he change it?
Yes.
Or did it change all on its own?
He was hoping his
It's a different cabin entirely.
He's hoping his gaslighting will work, and I will believe him, so he slightly changes it every single time, right? Makes perfect sense.
Now isn't that a novel thought? Maybe you haven't actually been here before. I hope this means you'll finally drop your ridiculous past life nonsense. You haven't died, and you certainly haven't been killed by the princess. So focus up. Don't get distracted by minor details. He definitely did not. Does a mirror not count as furniture of note to you? Because it should. There isn't a mirror. There's a table, the blade sitting on the table, and the door to the basement. There's nothing else in here. There's definitely a mirror. There isn't. I think you know what we have to do.
Alright, let's see. Let's approach the mirror without the dagger this time.
Next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. This really isn't funny.
Okay.
You reach forward
And then it's
rub
not
your
there
hand
again.
against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now. But it was there a second ago, and now it's gone. If he doesn't want us to know about it, it must be important. We should keep our eyes peeled. Maybe it'll be back. It will be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
I will take the blade every single time if I have to.
Good idea. Much better to be armed than to go in with blind hope alone.
Alright, in we go.
The door to the basement
Ooh.
creaks open, revealing an old stone staircase. A few sputtering torches attempt to vaguely illuminate your path, dancing across glimmering patches of slimy moss on the stone steps. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favour. Her voice, harsh but controlled, carries up the stairs.
Is that a visitor I hear? Please, come downstairs. It's been a while since I've had company.
Does she remember us?
Which one are you now?
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. She looks up at you, the heavy collar around her neck clanking loudly as she moves. The
She's...
chains binding both her wrists to the far wall, joining the metallic chorus as she adjusts her hands in her lap.
She's more restrained this time. She isn't just shackled on the wrist once.
So much for cutting her out of here. Do you hear yourself right now? Cutting her out of here never should have been on the table. Have you
Her
noticed
crown
the
looks
chain
different
on the
too.
wall? Odd that in a place where everything seems to serve a distinct purpose, there would be something so obviously useless. That was there last time too, wasn't it? It was.
So it seems like the amount of chains remain the same. How they're used is not quite as equal.
What an interesting development. Why don't you have a seat? The two of us should chat before you bury that thing in my heart.
You know, I would love to talk. I'm not sure I need to do much of anything. Do you see how locked up she is? I'm just going to leave her here. You know, let's sit with her.
You step towards the princess, but she stops you before you get too close, holding up one shackled hand.
Okay, so her crown looks like a ring of chains.
There's fine. I'd prefer we keep some distance until we've sorted this out.
All right.
That's reasonable. We do have a weapon. Might as well put her at ease.
All right, sit where you were told to sit, yes.
You do as she asks and sit on the floor, still a good distance away from her.
Thank you. Now, what are your intentions for me?
I would actually just like to talk. Okay. I have been here before. Am I the only one who remembers that?
Oh, are we acknowledging that? I thought we weren't going to give away the game. But yeah, I remember.
What, you do?
I guess what you said back in the woods really was true. As much as I would like to remain in denial, it's no use. This has complicated things.
So you knew what was actually happening, narrator.
It's complicated things. How exactly? Ideally, this was supposed to be one and done. You go to the cabin, you heroically slay the princess, and in the process you save the entire world from being damned to oblivion. The situation right now, where you're getting a second shot at things, is a contingency. A contingency for what? For you failing, obviously. And you being here means that things are going to be a lot harder than they were. I really shouldn't say anything else, I'm just going to make it worse. Just good luck. Now hold on, if you knew this could happen, why didn't you believe us back in the woods? Why lay out all those hypotheticals? We didn't have to talk in circles.
Because he was bullshitting us and gaslighting us. Trying to make us think we were crazy, to make us believe what happened didn't happen.
I needed you to believe this was your first time here.
Yeah,
even if
okay.
It wasn't the truth. I hoped if I pushed back hard enough, I could cram this seeping mess back into the bottle. And maybe I wanted to be the first version of me that you met. I didn't want to be confronted by the alternative. That's pathetic. I never said I wasn't. I get it. It would be pretty upsetting, wouldn't it? To know that you might not be the first version of yourself. At least we can remember what happened before. Seems like we should count ourselves lucky for that. Exactly, he gets it. You're lucky. So don't waste that luck by messing it up again. Alright?
Yeah?
Moving on. Why is it important for us to be ignorant? How is it ever helpful to be in the dark? The more I say, the more your mind will swim into dangerous waters. Even saying that is too much.
Well, I'll traverse back to the edge of the universe in reality.
Your success hinges on you having imperfect information. For the sake of the entire world, you need to accept that. I won't.
You're right, I won't either.
But you won't get another word from me on the matter. Yeah, sure. We'll see about that. Just give it a rest, this isn't helping.
Focus. This is a serious situation. You shouldn't be daydreaming.
All right, ma'am. Then you were asking me about my intentions earlier. What did you mean by that?
Yes, your intentions. You have a knife. What are you going to do with it? Why are you here?
It's to protect me.
There isn't a keyhole in these shackles, and I don't see any keys in your hands either. So I'm afraid my only way out is another surgical removal.
Is she forgetting about the shackle on her neck?
Or does she think she'd survive a beheading?
You're right. Maybe she's delusional. All the more reason not to trust her.
Okay, so if there's no keyholes on the shackles, how did the shackles get attached to her body? I don't...
Unless she really could survive.
Though I suppose you could just be here to kill me. But I don't think that's in either of our best interests.
Let's see, what happened after I died the first time?
Nothing happened. You died. I went upstairs. I couldn't leave. I found myself in a new place in chains again. More of them.
Oh.
And now you're back.
Is that really all she knows?
It's not like we have much of a clue about how things work. And she's probably even more in the dark than we are.
You're looking at me like I might be hiding something. I'm not.
So the cabin in this place, it's like an inescapable prison. Even if she tries to leave, she'll just end up right back here.
I guess it's possible she really doesn't know anything. Maybe both of us are stuck in this loop without any idea why.
Like, I wonder,
or how.
is the princess voiced by the same voice actress? No way. It looks like the voice actress for the princess is the same person, which is Nicole Goodnight. It's certainly interesting. Because I wonder if there's like a happy princess and not like a mean princess or a cold princess or a cowardly princess. How am I supposed to cut you out if you don't notice your head is in the shackle too?
No. Like I trust you to come any closer with that knife. All you're going to do is hand it to me and watch me work.
No.
But she would have to cut her head off, right? She can't be suggesting that.
She certainly seems confident. Maybe she knows something we don't.
Cause these shackles look loose enough to where with the right angle you could probably squeeze your hands out.
Or maybe you should consider the most likely scenario. She's bluffing so she can disarm you.
Well, you know what? The first time, she actually did cut her own arm off, and then she mercy killed me because she knew I was being manipulated. So, I don't know.
Though if she isn't bluffing, whatever she has planned might be for her benefit alone. There's no guarantee that what's good for her is good for us.
So, what should we do?
I don't know. I'm just spelling out our options, listing the pros and cons.
Then let me help you. I'll start with the cons. If you're handing her your weapon, the cons are that she might use it to escape and end the entire world. And she might use it to kill you. That doesn't sound great. What about the pros? There are none.
The pros are that we can't trust him, possibly even more than we can't trust her. And whatever she has planned could do something to mess with what he has planned. Or maybe they're both screwing us over in their own ways.
Okay, that other channel wall. Who is it for?
I don't know, but you could always try it on.
I prefer not to.
Maybe it'll fit.
I hope I don't actually have to say this, but please don't lock yourself in chains. We need you ambulatory if you're going to save the world.
Is there a princess that's not, like, human? Let's see. You realize I have as much reason to distrust you as you have to distrust me, right?
I do. So I guess this all comes down to which of us caves first. And it's not going to be me. I'm extremely patient.
It's probably better.
Oh,
if we
I
take
believe
action
you.
Anyway, no use trying to wait her out. That's playing to her strengths.
All right, let's see. I'm not giving you a weapon in case you've forgotten. Okay, I can cut you out of here, but I'm not giving you a weapon. Let's see. If you want to leave, I'm going to be the one with the weapon. Deal with it. Cut her out on your own. Let's see. I think I'm just going to leave you here, actually. You know what? I will do it.
The last time we met, your body tried to kill me.
I guess so, yeah.
If you take a moment to imagine yourself in my position, I think you'll understand why letting you near me with that thing is untenable. So, be a good bird and hand it over. And if being nice isn't enough motivation, well, I think you're aware that I'm not afraid to resort to violence.
Oh, really? How are you going to get violent with me?
If you come near me with that thing, I will strangle you with these chains.
She doesn't beat around the bush, does she? Yes, it's almost like she's a fundamentally bad person who wishes to inflict pain on others. Or it's another bluff.
No hard feelings, of course. But you should be aware of my position.
Okay, if you don't give up now, then I have no choice to slay you. You're the one, blah, blah. You know what? I'll let her.
Slide it over.
Okay, fair enough.
No, absolutely not. I am not letting you hand your only weapon over to the world-ending princess. Until you come up with any other idea, like, say, I don't know, doing your job and slaying her, you remain rigidly in place.
What are you talking about? I have claws. Have you seen my hands?
Tried this last time. Do you want to know how it went for you? Oh, I remember. She killed us, which, by your estimation, ended the world, right? Oh, or he tried to take over the body. Exactly. If I were you, I wouldn't be too keen on repeating your mistake. Hell, we could even force your hand and do it ourselves. I'm not afraid of dying again. Are you? A little?
I mean, it probably hurt like a whole lot.
You got your point across. Fine. You slide the blade across the floor. The princess maintains unsettling eye contact as she reaches down to pick it up.
Thanks.
She pulls up her hair, smiling slightly as she raises the blade to her throat. What is she doing? She doesn't say another word as she cuts into her own neck. No.
What? Watch an uneasy silence.
Her eyes stare forward, unblinking, her smile unwavering as she soars through skin, veins, cartilage. Last she reaches bone, the blade grinding audibly against her vertebra as it continues to slice its way through.
Okay, maybe she is a monster.
I'll be damned. She's actually doing your job for you. Why would she do that? Huh. So that's her play. Killing herself? She isn't dead yet. Finally, you hear a snap. Her eye twitches. There's an uneasy silence. She remains motionless for a long moment, her twitching eye the only movement in the room, until at last it stops in an unsettling half-wink. Her head twists slowly to the side, flopping to her shoulder, and her neck opens. The remaining tissue is not enough to hold the weight of her severed head. It stretches and tears until finally it falls to the floor, completely free. It bounces a few times before rolling to a stop at your feet.
Is the head going to talk to me?
Oh no, oh no, what did we do? Can we put it back? Please tell me we can put it back. The princess's eyes stare up at you. Dead. Congratulations. You saved the world.
Hey.
You sure she's not winking at us? Obviously not. She is thoroughly deceased. I hate this. Can we just get out of here now, please? Of course, the princess is slain and the world is saved. Whenever you're ready, you can proceed to your reward.
This is... I don't know how to feel about this. Are we going to have a zombie princess?
We should take her with us, don't you think?
No, I would actually just like to leave her here.
What? No, you shouldn't do that. Why would you do that? I can think of lots of reasons. A trophy, proof of our victory. Hell, we could even give her a proper burial. She did save the world, right? You don't need proof, you don't need a trophy, and she doesn't deserve a burial. Just leave. Even after all that, you're still not satisfied, are you? Something is still motivating you to keep things the way you want them. I'm just eager to put this all behind us and give you your reward. Stop reading into things, the danger has passed. You can relax.
I don't know if I can relax. She just cut through her neck, through the spinal cord and the spine. I'm not sure if I'm okay with the way things ended like this.
I'm just keeping myself sharp. I'm not so eager to put my guard down. I am. I'm on team, let's put this all behind us, so can we leave already?
No. Absolutely not. Take the princess with you. Since he doesn't want me to take her with me, I'll take the head.
Ugh, fine. You pick up the princess's severed head, its neck stump still oozing bodily fluids. Then make your way back upstairs to the first floor of the cabin. Did you see that?
Do I have to look at it? Yeah, I saw that. I saw the lower eyelids twitch.
She didn't. She's dead.
Do you hear that in the background? Oh boy, sounds like someone was recording these lines with OBS, and I can hear an AC in the background. But you know what? He still sounds great.
But what if she's not?
She's not dead.
Are you listening to yourself? Do I need to explain to you why decapitation is lethal? The door to your bountiful reward is right in front of you. All you have to do is open it.
I don't want to. Well, I don't have a choice.
You open the cabin door, ready to return to a world saved from certain doom. Only, a world saved from certain doom isn't what you find. Instead, what you find is... Wait, no, that's not right.
Well played.
There you go. She's not dead.
This is the end of the world, isn't it? I always thought I'd at least have time to explain myself before I had to watch it happen. It's already...
Uh-oh. Oh no.
Over? Is he gone? But we're still here. Maybe it wasn't the end of the world after all. Maybe it was just the end of his.
Thanks for carrying me up here. I had to take it on faith that you would know what to do. I'm glad I was right to trust you.
How are you still alive?
So, this is the outside. Maybe it's just my lack of body, but it's colder than I expected.
Is it you again? But you do not get the chance to respond, nor will you ever. It's time to leave and memory returns.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
Okay, so we have to make sure each princess actually is not killed and they somehow get out of the cabin. And join the amalgamation of princesses. Okay. Of course you're scared. This is the end for you, but it's not the end for me.
What is that supposed to mean? Whatever awful thing I felt before, it feels so much worse now. No, that can't be right. There has to be something more.
Okay, approach the mirror. You approach the mirror. Gaze into the reflection. Can I see more of myself? Silence as you reach forward. They're gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave, but you need to see what's in it. You've grown. You find yourself in the long quiet once again. Let's go to the cabin again. You're at the cabin. Does she have some extra parts? Yep.
And empty cityscapes become pockets of vitality and movement. I am more than I was before. Whenever you are ready, I will wipe your slate clean once again.
What does it feel like to change like this?
Eyes close in reflection. Perspectives meld together, and the breadth of my experience stretches to new corners. There are contradictions, conflicts in my nature, and there are familiarities that bind everything together. It feels correct. This is what I need to be. This is the only path forward.
Well, oh, the hand is moving the jaw. Yeah, interesting. Are you the same as being as before? How much have you changed?
Is a child the same as an infant? I am an unbroken pattern, but every vessel gives fresh perspectives and carves new avenues of expression. I am different, but I am the same.
Okay, when this is all done, do you know what you want to do?
With every gift you bring me, I excavate the alleys of what I am meant to be, and every exploration yields new and complicated truths. What I will be is different than what I am, and what I am is different from what I was. I cannot tell you what desires I will hold when I have changed, but in this moment, all I want is to know myself and to know you.
You know that at the end of this, once you're finished, I'm going to kill you, right? Why would I do that?
There is still much to be seen. Neither of us know the depths of our being. Perhaps at the end of this, I will be the one to kill you. Or perhaps we will leave this place together and find new horizons to discover.
Let's see. When I go back, if it's as if an invisible wall closes around me. Why can't I not do the same things I've done before? Because I already chose to do them.
Worlds you've already seen, and to perspectives I have already made my own. They are useless to us now, inaccessible. The only paths of value are those that are yet untread.
Okay, you've been kinder to me than anyone else I've met. Thank you.
Why wouldn't I be kind to you? You are the only thing I know that isn't me.
What do you want me to bring to you next time?
Gifts aren't what someone tells you to bring them. My joy is in seeing what you choose. There are no wrong answers, and every perspective illuminates my shadows and shares new secrets.
Do you have any thoughts on this vessel?
This one is cold and cynical. She has protected herself when others could not. She will make for a clever heart. Do not mourn her. She doesn't need to be protected any longer.
So you don't have any preferences on how you'd like to change or grow? There's so many questions I can ask.
My preference is for you to show me what you would like me to see. I cannot know the ways I wish to grow, for I have yet to feel them. It is you who guides me down the thin trail of perspective and memory.
Okay, I don't want to hurt you, but the more times I go back, the worse I fear things will be.
The vessels are shaped by memories of you, but their impulses are drawn to the edge of the long quiet. To them, you are a gate to something more, and any hurt you've caused them is understood as a fair price for freedom. But they are only thoughts and perspectives. They are not me. The wounds they've suffered carve texture around my heart. Without them, I would be as I was before. I would be alone and without sensation. I could not feel the joy of having you by my side, for I would not know your absence.
How many more vessels do I need to bring to you?
If I am to be an ocean, you have nurtured me into a pond. My waters are shallow and murky, and I yearn for more perspective. You will have your rest in due time, and I am sorry for the burdens I place on you.
It's okay. I'm ready to go back.
I will long for your return, but it will give me time to reflect on what I am. We will meet again.
Everything goes dark and you die. What? Okay. Chapter 1. How do I get to the next chapter? Let's see. Killing a princess seems kind of bad, though, doesn't it?
Doesn't? Are you a monarchist? Is slaying a princess that much worse than slaying a fisherman or a miller or a seamstress? If anything, slaying a princess is much better than slaying a seamstress. Seamstresses contribute something of value to society.
What the? Let's see. What other... so I have to pick every possible option. Look, I'll go to the cabin and talk to her, and if she's as bad as you say she is, then maybe I'll slay her. But I'm not committing to anything until I've had a chance to meet her face to face.
Then I guess we'll just have to see what happens. But a word of warning. If you go in prepared to hear her out, she could then each and every... So sure, go, talk to her. See how that turns out for all. You make your way up.
Okay. Now what's it going to look like now?
The interior...
Hi?
Don't be a stranger. It's been so long since I've had any visitors. Please, come downstairs.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement. She's beautiful. How could someone like this be a threat to anyone? I am begging you to stay focused. There's a lot riding on you here.
Hi. Do you think you can get me out of these chains?
Hold. I'll see what I can do.
You're only making this more difficult.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're making a huge mistake. No, you're doing the right thing. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs. Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
Let's see. If there isn't a key, do you have any other ideas? Okay, so I assume when I go downstairs and I try to go back upstairs, they lock the door. Okay.
Maybe there's some way to break the chain.
I hope that's not the case.
Or if that doesn't work, I guess we can always cut me out of them.
She offers the suggestion with almost complete nonchalance. If we were stuck down here long enough, I'm sure we'd be nonchalant about cutting our way out if it meant we could finally be free. You attempt to make your way out of the basement.
Yeah, they locked
but the
it.
door at the top of
Gosh
the
dang
stairs
it.
slams shut. You hear the click of a lock. Is someone else here? You try the door, but it's locked from the outside.
Hey, let me out of here.
Your shouts and plead. You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done.
Return to the bottom of the stairs, yeah.
You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd just taken the blade like you were supposed to.
Okay, but now what?
Easier for whom? Easier for everyone. Look at the mess you're in.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
Yeah.
There's a slight panic rising in the princess's voice.
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of here together.
She barely hesitates before raising her arm to her mouth, her teeth tearing through her limb with the determination of a trapped wolf. As she rips her flesh from her bone, a sound comes from behind you, the clang of bouncing metal.
What? But why didn't she? If she could do this, then why didn't she do it earlier?
It's the blade from upstairs. You're not sure how it made its way down here, but if there's a time to strike, it's now.
Hello, Vince.
Or we could use it to free her. You won't like what happens if you do that.
No, save the princess.
Fine. Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the ragged, self-inflicted wound on the princess's arm, just above the unyielding chain.
I'm doing good, but this game always finds a way to surprise me.
You cut into her flesh. The blade is sharp, and it takes little effort to crack through the bone of her arm. Her limb falls to the ground, and the heavy chains follow suit. She didn't so much as utter a sound through the whole ordeal. No, she didn't.
It's about saving a princess or slaying a princess, but it's all very rather well confusing, probably.
She smiles softly as her gaze meets yours, blood from her wounded arm dripping rhythmically to the ground. How is she still smiling after everything? It's like she isn't even bothered by what just happened.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
Okay, let's go.
We won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade. Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
Nope.
What are you doing?
No, let's get out of here. Warner.
Stop that.
Something's come over you, hasn't it? You know you don't have to do this, right?
Oh, I wish I didn't.
Your body lunges forward, the blade held low, ready to sink into her heart.
Uh-oh, did I kill her by accident?
Princess
Oh, shit.
dodges, stumbling back against the wall before the blade has a chance to connect. Stop it. Stop trying to resist me. I'm trying to get you out of here alive. The blade. Move.
No.
The blade.
You cannot tell me what to do. Stop it.
As your body remains frozen in stubborn resistance, the princess takes a cautious step forward.
We both know this isn't you.
She nervously reaches towards you and takes the blade from your infuriatingly rigid hands. What are you doing?
I'm sorry. I'll try to be quick.
She plunges it into your chest, tearing through flesh and sinew. It is agony. But you aren't dead yet.
Oh no, I'm so sorry.
Stay strong. We can tough it out until it's done. For her sake. Don't you start pretending that dying a painful death is some sort of heroic gesture. The two of you have literally doomed everyone. Whatever. She sinks the blade into your chest again and again and again, and you feel every inch of burning pain that slices its way into your body.
I'm sorry.
She doesn't know how to use a knife, does she? Apparently not, though it doesn't matter how sloppy her knife work is, does it? A stab wound is still a stab wound, and it won't be long before you bleed out.
I'm so sorry.
With one last thrust of the knife, your legs give out beneath you. You collapse to the floor, your blood pooling around you, your limbs unresponsive. The princess stares down at your ruined chest as tears carve rivulets of pink down her blood-spattered cheeks. It can't just end like this, right?
Of course not. There will always be an alternate reality we can live
That's
in.
rich coming from you. As much as I'd prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened. The two of you made your choice. It's over. Everything goes dark. And you die.
Okay, chapter 2, the damsel. Again? But I died. What am I doing here?
I can assure you that you're not dead. And to answer your second question, you're here to slay the princess. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. Yes, he didn't approve of us last time, did he? If we're going to save our beloved,
The voice of the smitten.
about it. Our beloved? Yes, you'll have to be very sneaky about your intentions if you're going to try and save the princess. Ah, so all of the cards are on the table. Then you should know that we and the princess are in love, and the four of us will be foiling any and all assassination attempts you've got in the works. We'll see about that. Whatever you do, just be sure to ignore him specifically. It sounds like he's the sort who'd sacrifice the whole world for a peck on the cheek. What can I say? A world without love is a world that isn't worth saving.
Or a Lovecraftian smooch. Let's assume I'm telling the truth, and all of this really did happen. Why should I listen to you? Why should I bother doing anything?
Those are two very different questions, but fine, I'll indulge you if that's what it takes to get you moving. Let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've met me, or at least a version of me. You died last time, which probably only happened because you didn't listen to me. You were the one who did us in, villain. Well, not you in the literal sense, but you did everything you could to stop us from rescuing her. Oh, I wonder why. Maybe it's because the entire world was at stake.
Oh, come on.
I beg to differ. I'm not going to argue with you. I'm just going to take a deep breath and assume that whoever is making the decisions here has the common sense to ignore your protestation. Anyway, I believe your second question was, what's the point of doing anything? If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequences.
Oh, they do. They do. This is like Undertale, where the game remembers everything I do.
What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. You forced the princess to kill us, and now everyone's right back where they started. That sounds pretty consequence-free to me. Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the question of how you got back here. Did time simply rewind itself, or were you instead transported to a different world entirely?
So, I would like to say, excuse me, my voice cracked. This game is somewhat similar to Stanley Parable, sort of, where the game changes and shifts depending on what I do.
If it's the latter, what do you think happened after you died? Do you think the people there lived happily ever after? Or do you think that the princess, left unhindered, brought about the end to everyone and everything, just like I told you she would?
It's like how Stanley starts back in his office every time after he gets an end, or if he gets killed.
She would never. She's a perfect angel that you cruelly imprisoned as part of some convoluted, dastardly scheme. Convoluted? I don't know how this premise could be any more simple. Princess bad, stop her, save everyone.
I'm going with them. I'm going to find a way to save her from that cabin.
That's right, you can't stop all of us. We're going to sweep her off her feet if it's the last thing anyone does. Are these really the sorts of people you'd like to align yourself with? You're not at the cabin yet. You still have plenty of time to reflect on the situation. I just hope for all our sakes that you make the right call.
Oh, I totally won't. Let's turn around and leave.
I've already committed to my completion. You cannot go further astray.
How are you here? Okay, fine.
Just be quick about it.
Let's see, the only reason she's able to kill me because... How is she supposed to end the world?
She just can. Maybe it's her beauty that threatens the world. Sure, it's her beauty. Why not? And before you ask, no, we can't just keep her down there. If you don't slay her, she's going to find a way out. It's unfortunate, I know, but it's just the way it is.
Let's see, who locked her in the basement and what is this place?
People locked her in.
Yes, people locked her here because reasons that I cannot know and blah blah blah.
Calling us special isn't going to make us friends, even if it did feel nice. Oh, believe me, the last...
Alright.
I do, but I also speak from the heart. My passions are too great to be stifled. They must be expressed. Sure, yeah, your passions are strong and all, but not everyone needs to hear them. Some things are better kept quiet. Don't pay their bickering any mind. Focus on the task ahead. The interior of the cabin is clean and elegant. Its stone walls draped in fine-threaded tapestries. A prison befitting a royal prisoner. The only furniture of note is an ornate wooden table with a pristine blade perched on its edge.
Okay, the whole cabin is different from last time.
Very different. Is it? I can't say I was paying much attention to the scenery last time around. Maybe that's because you haven't actually been here. I hope this means you'll finally drop that ridiculous past life nonsense. You haven't died, and you certainly haven't been killed by the princess. So focus up. Stop letting yourself get distracted. Reach forward. But there was, and now it's gone. Pity. We could have a feather out of place, and now we'll never know. We can't gallantly sweep her off her feet if we have a feather out of place. The door to the basement creaks open, revealing an intricate stairwell. Gold-trimmed carpet glimmers in the light of the torches positioned along the walls. The basement almost seems welcoming in the dim firelight, but it's still a stone basement. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. A soft voice carries up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
Her voice, it's somehow even more beautiful than last time. I can hear wedding bells already.
Alright, Smitten, don't get too ahead of yourself.
I've held my tongue till now, but you're taking this a little too far. We barely even know the princess. We can still do right by her without all this over-the-top fawning. Yes, for everyone's sake, you're not in love. Just remember that her charms are all part of the manipulation. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall.
Cause the wall, she looks different too. Her dress is all floofy. Her crown is different.
We're here to rescue you from your unjust and foul imprisonment. You know she can't hear you, right? She may not be able to hear my words, but surely she can hear my spirit. Oh, your spirit's plenty loud, all right.
It's you, my dashing hero. I was so worried you wouldn't come back.
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
She said we're dashing, and she called us a hero. Flattery really goes a long way with the two of you.
Please
doesn't
don't
it?
kill me in an extremely violent manner.
Waiting for you to come back.
It'll make me sad.
I didn't want to believe your ravings back in the woods, but this is next to incontrovertible evidence. You've been here before. That's right, villain, and you killed us. Well, she killed us. Only because he made us try and kill her. It was self-defense. Our beloved's hands remain unstained by cruelty. And you've died before. So an entire world has been damned to oblivion. I'd really hoped I'd be the first, but what's done is done.
We can't look back now.
Do it right this time. Now, hold on. If she actually ended a world, are you sure we want to do this? Are you sure we want to rescue her?
Yes. Let's do it. I don't care.
We never saw a world end, and now I'm even more certain that we must chase our heroic and romantic destiny than I've ever been. Are you listening to him? He's lost it. Don't let him distract you. Just do your job.
Oh, I know. He can't make the choices. Only I can make the choices. Let's see. You killed me last time, and it hurt a lot. Why did you have to do that? Did I have to cut you out again? Let's see. What happened after I died?
You died, and now we're talking.
What? No, I mean, what did the other you do when I died? I'm sorry about what happened last time. The narrator who sent me here to kill you took over my body and was extremely unfair.
Another version of me was pushed to such drastic action. It was for good reason.
That's okay. You were just doing your best, and that's all that matters.
She took that in stride. To a surprising extent. An almost unsettling extent. That's because she's perfect. Do you think she has someone like him telling her what to do? She doesn't. There's no one else like me. I think he's right, because I like it better if she doesn't have some horrid little voice like him, always trying to drive her to violence.
Let's see, but before we start talking to the world end, did you end the world?
I don't know. Was I supposed to have ended the world? Would that have made you happy?
Don't butter me up. Just tell me the truth.
Isn't that just like our darling princess? She wants to make us happy. My heart melts further with every word that passes through her beautiful lips. Are you listening to her? That's a confession.
Alright, honestly, the world sucks. People are a plague, and I hope you brought a slow and painful ruin to them all. No, I don't want the world to end. I have no feelings one way or the other about the world ending. I don't want the world to end.
Then I didn't end the world.
See? She didn't confess anything.
Stop telling me what I want to hear.
Innocence itself. Not so sure.
Let's see, you killed me and it hurt. Why do you do that?
I'm sorry. Didn't you want me to?
No.
Did we? We warned her of the cruel forces seizing our body. That's practically telling her to kill us. She is our beloved, and she made the choice to free us of our misery, to show us mercy and make the best decision for everyone. She made the best decision for her. Don't be so quick to assign kindness. You're just opening yourself up to manipulation.
Let's see, do I have to cut you out? Is there a situation where I get a key or like something that can cut through chains?
I'm okay with whatever you come up with. You can cut my arm off again.
I don't want to.
We won't be laying a finger on her perfect wrists, and indeed, we won't even have to. Do you see how dainty her hands are? We'll be able to slip her right out with no harm done. No, she's a prisoner here. You can't just slip her hand through the chains. Why are you two arguing over the logistics of slipping her hand out of her shackles? She just said she'd be okay with any idea we came up with. Am I the only one here who thinks that's weird? She didn't care last time. Why should she care this time? That's our stoic, smiling angel. No, you're right. It's extremely bizarre behavior and
Yeah.
not to be trusted. So go ahead and slay her.
Rescue the princess, of course.
I can't let you do that. If you take another step towards the princess, I'll... Yes. Not on my watch, villain. My passions contain titanic depths, and if you try anything that might harm our dearest, I will end our life without a second thought.
Hey, Smitten, I make the choices, not you.
You wouldn't. I would. I'd listen to him if I were you. He has a lot of strong feelings. And doesn't the world end if we don't stop her? You approach the princess and gingerly slide her hand.
It just slid right off this time.
That shouldn't have worked. I'll be damned.
She looks like an adorable anime princess.
I can't believe it. But I guess I have to. I told you. There's no life more worth living than that of a true believer.
Come on, girl, let's blow this popsicle stand. Let's get out of here.
I'm free, and you're not trying to kill me this time. Thank you. Thank you so much.
The princess jumps up and smothers you in a joyful embrace. Ugh.
Please don't kill me.
Are you sure you want to do this? Just one slip of the wrist and your pristine blade is buried in her back, and everyone out there is saved.
Yeah, I want to get her out of here.
Is that a threat? You know what we'll do if you try it. You're going to regret this.
What do we do now?
Let's see. What do you want to do?
Let me guess. End the world? Spoken with the rank cynicism of someone who has never felt love in his heart.
I would want to know what you want to do, Miss Princess.
I don't actually know. Nobody's ever asked me what I wanted before.
She doesn't even know what she wants. You may have had her all wrong. What if this whole thing is just a misunderstanding? What if she doesn't want to end the world? You're so gullible. It's the only thing you've ever doubted, the actual truth.
I think I want to leave. And I think...
The princess closes her eyes.
Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
And then she shrugs.
I don't know. What do you want to do?
I want you to tell me what you want. There must be something you want. Do you want to end the world? I just want to leave and you can figure out the rest later. It bothers me that she just blindly agrees with me. You know what? I want you to tell me what you want.
I just want to make you happy.
Oh no.
She can't just want to make us happy.
Oh shit. Things
Makes
are
sense to
getting
me.
weird.
That's all I want for her, so of course she'd want the same for us.
But what would make you happy?
I just want to make you happy.
Okay, she's getting more distorted.
Is she
Uh.
broken? What's going on? What's going on is she's lying to you, only she isn't a good liar. Are you starting to trust me now?
There must be something you want, but you need... Let's see. Let's think of a more reasonable answer. You have to want something more than just making me happy, but you need your own thing. You just met me. You can't base your entire happiness around me. There we go.
Okay, if that's what makes you happy.
This isn't right. I don't know what's going on, but this isn't right.
Nah, she's like deteriorating. It's a rough sketch of concept art of a character.
I fail to see the problem here. She's just sweet on us. You don't have to act like it's a big deal.
Alright. Up to... Oh boy. Let's see. There must be something you want. You have to want something more than just making me happy. Don't you want to be happy?
Okay, I'll find something else to want if that makes you happy.
No.
Is it just me, or does it feel like we're alone, right?
And they lived happily ever after. It's all she wanted. Uh-oh. She's getting absorbed. You don't get the chance to ask another question, nor will you ever. It's time for you to leave. Memory returns.
No. She was our perfect match. She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And is that a miracle? Why is it here?
I don't know. Let's see. It's going to be okay. Of course you're scared. Let's just approach it. Let's skip the... You approach the mirror. Gaze. Let's look at ourselves. Silence. You're withered. Ooh. You find yourself in the long quiet once again. You're at the cabin.
I am a growing chorus of contradiction, a mass of tides ebbing and flowing all at once in more directions than my attention can bear to hold. To look at any one is to shift them all into something new, and to look away is to reshape them yet again. All of me is changing, and yet the rest of me is still the same.
Okay, you can't be a contradictions. Contradictions don't exist.
And yet my waters flow and my streets bustle. There are no words that can describe me into non-existence. There is no logic that can bind my multitudes. I am everything that you have known me to be, but I am also none of it.
Alright, it doesn't matter how many times I go back. At least one of us always hurts the other. Doesn't that change you? Doesn't that make you worse?
It changes me, but it doesn't make me worse, nor does it make me care for you any less. Does it make you worse? Do you resent me?
No. Let's see. I have no opinion one way or the other. See, if anything, it makes me more like you. I don't know what that says about me. It all seems so distant as soon as I'm near you.
It does seem small from here, and the more we journey, the smaller each of those steps will be. But that doesn't make any of them less special.
So let's just say like the anime princess who just continuously agrees with us blindly to make us happy. She's a waifu. She's the waifu princess. Can you stand to be a contradiction? What do you think of this vessel?
This one is soft and delicate. You molded her to love you, and she'll make for a gentle heart. Do not mourn her. She has served her purpose.
Let's see, you know, at the end, let's see. Do you still not care what I bring you next?
I care about your gifts, but I have no preferences to burden you with. Even if I did, I would never dare to tarnish our relationship by assuming myself above you.
Let's see, how can you stand to be a contradiction?
As easily as you can stand to be you. You are like me, even if you have chosen not to look at the corners of
How many more vessels do I need to bring? So you said you were a pond before. Are you a lake now?
We will know when we near our destination.
So you don't have any preferences on how you'd like to change or grow.
The tides do not dictate where they are pulled. A river does not dictate its outlets. My gift to you is to let you choose your path, and my task is to treasure the gifts you bring me.
Alright, I'm ready to go back.
I will be here when it is time for us to meet again.
Okay. Nuh-uh.
Then drop the knife.
We should. It'll go a long way to build.
You know, let's kill her this time.
Doubt, unfortunately, clouds your thoughts as you attempt to run her through. A moment of distraction and hesitation is all she needed to sidestep your thrust and deliver a catastrophic blow to your jaw. It feels like you've been hit with a sledgehammer. You can feel bone grinding on bone where your jaw has been fractured. Holy shit, that hurts! Though she's unarmed, the shock of that first strike is enough to stagger you, putting you and the princess on somewhat equal footing. Your blade slashes through the air again and again, and her fists connect with your body as many times or more, each impact as heavy as that first bone-crushing hit.
Damn, she kicking my ass.
We can still turn this around.
And in heels. Let me guess, the basement is locked.
Are you serious?
Yes, let's get the fuck out of here.
Good idea.
Let's get out of Dodge.
Bad hits, but we've dealt some too. She has to be feeling it more than we are. Let's regroup upstairs. If we're lucky, maybe she'll just bleed out. Fine. You make a mad dash to the basement stairs, the princess's chains rattling as she tries to chase you, but pulling taut much too soon for her to catch up.
Do you really think you can just walk out of here?
Yes, actually, I'm going to try to leave.
She steps towards you, ignoring her chains. They creak and strain as she pulls against them until finally they break. The links clatter to the floor. Useless. She's free. Hurry. You push your broken body as she closes in and just barely manage to pass the threshold of the basement doorway before she catches up to you. You close the basement door, locking it behind you and quickly barricade
This is new.
the wooden table that once held the blade.
I'm pretty sure she could break through that.
Okay, we can make this work. She has an awful wound and we have all the time in the world. Playing jailkeeper for a while might make things a little easier.
Hey, I didn't think she would yank the chain off the wall.
You settle in against the far wall to watch the basement door. It isn't long before you start to drift off, your eyelids heavy with fatigue. But sleep doesn't come. Instead, your rest is broken by a piercing, wailing voice calling out to you from the other side of the door.
I know you're still there. Why don't you make things easier on yourself and let me out?
No.
It's not like this little door will hold you very long anyways. It's probably a good idea to try to get back on my good side.
No.
She sounds terrifying. Like she's less of the princess you saw and more like something out of a nightmare. As she violently rattles the door, you do your best to shut her out of your mind.
When I get out of here, I'm going to pick you apart piece by piece.
Fuck this shit, I'm out.
I won't forget what you did, but I'll never forgive it. You don't know the kind of enemy you've made tonight.
Doesn't sound like she's getting any weaker. No, it doesn't.
Threaten me all you want. All it does is ease my guilty conscience. Whatever you are, you're not a princess. Go ahead and waste your energy. Go ignore her and go to sleep. You know what? Yeah. Let's just go to sleep.
Maybe the banging and wailing will stop. Just don't pay attention. You put the princess's threats out of your mind as best you can and huddle up against the wall. You jolt awake in the middle of the night to silence in the cabin. The ruckus has stopped, and the door to the basement is ajar, its lock broken, and the table shoved out of the way.
Oh, jeez.
Where is she?
Thanks for helping me get out of that awful basement.
You try and stumble to your feet, but as the princess draws near, it's as though your body simply stops working. It isn't all at once. The paralysis comes in waves. First your toes go numb, and then your feet, and then your legs. You lie prone on the floor of the cabin, unable to do anything but witness her approach. Whose side are you on? Yours, of course. But I have a duty to uphold the truth. Lying about the facts of the situation doesn't...
So helpless. I can take my time with you, can't I?
I don't know.
She
No,
steps
away.
closer, one silent footfall at a time, cocking her head in curiosity as you feel your organs shutting down one by one.
Or maybe I can't take my time with you. You don't look well. A little green around the gills. What a shame. If you'd only help me get out of here, we could have done such wonderful things together.
Your lungs stop drawing in breath, and your heart freezes in your chest. You have seconds left.
I'd say better luck next time. But we both know this is the end, don't we?
You don't know that. I could come back.
It can't be. This can't actually be how everything ends. I'm sorry, but it is. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Chapter 2, The Nightmare.